Yo, what's going on, boys? It's your man back for the third video in the sewer search for the best Ninja Turtle figure. So today we have the Playmates Michelangelo versus Bebop 2-pack. Now you may be thinking, what's Bebop doing here? And I will answer that right now. Getting reviewed first so you can get him out the way. So, bringing this man Bebop in, which, again, like I said in the Donatello video, I don't have any nostalgia for, like, remaking the figures. Like, I never collected the original ones, which I'm not exactly sure if this is based on that, but it looks like it, which I can't lie. Even though I don't have any nostalgia for him, I think this Bebop looks tremendous. It just reeks that early 90s, it just reeks it. And I think it fits Bebop probably the best. You know, the boar man. Oh, look at that big back. Some nice details on him. And like I said in the last review for the Donatello, I paid $54 for that Donatello, and this 2-pack was 25 bucks, which this is why you got to give this man some love, because for the price, this is just actually like phenomenal. The detailing on him, the paint and sculpt, it's just so good for so cheap. Now, for just cutting it to the chase here, we'll do articulation on this guy, and then we'll just get him out of the way, because the real reason we're here is for the sewer search for my boy, the Ninja Turtles. So, let's see at the head. It is just a rotation. I'm not sure. There may be a ball joint in there that moves a little bit, but you can't get enough to the point where it'd be worth heckling over. So at the shoulders, just a usual hinge, so it can go up nice and far. The shoulder pads don't exactly get in the way. A nice rotation all the way around. The shoulder pads do get in the way. Then at the bicep, nice little bit of a swivel. All the joints are very smooth on this guy. There's some, paint mistakes here and there, but you can't really be mad at it. Double jointed elbow, that works all right. Not the craziest range of motion. There's a hinge or a swivel at the base of the cuff here, and then a swivel at the actual hand. Then, of course, his weird gripping hand has a nice little bit of a hinge. Doesn't exactly work the best, but it's there. You'll notice. At the torso here, there's a cut right about there. You may be able to see where the belt gets cut. Not obvious at all, but nice ball joint there to get him some nice rotation. Not too crazy of articulation, but also not bad at all. Now, coming down to the legs here, at the thigh, there might be like a a ratchet joint, but it just does not work. So they are just extremely tight to the point where you can barely even move them. But the leg articulation, when it does move, is not too bad. Ooh, you can see on my left foot, it's a little warped, so he doesn't really stand up straight. But with the articulation, you can kind of fix that. So there is no swivel or anything at the top, just the ball that can go all the way around, very tight when it does. Double jointed knees, that actually work pretty well, not too bad. Then at the foot here, it is just a hinge, no sort of, just a swivel, no sort of hinge or nothing, no pivot. And that kind of sucks for when he's got the stanky leg going on like this. But even with it, he's tilted to the side like a fat man's shoe, but it still works fine. So, coming in with his one accessory, we've got, whatever this thing is. It's like a drill, but on a gun or something. I don't think this is show accurate. I don't think Bebop ever used this thing. But, not bad. Just one of those cheap little accessories. He doesn't exactly have a trigger finger, so you just gotta kind of stuff it in the gripping hand. Ooh, get the finger on there, and it doesn't look the best, but he holds it pretty fine. So he can have my man Bebop perusing on the town. Now, getting him out of here until we do comparisons. Coming in with the actual point of this video. Here we have the Playmates Michelangelo. And now, you may be wondering, even if I just bring him back in, like, that scale is not correct whatsoever. And that is, I think, the only real problem with this figure. Besides, those eyes. He looks like he's seen some things. Paint and sculpt. So the paint, it's not too bad if you look at other areas. Like the M on the belt, not too badly painted. The only other paint is the the eyes. And obviously there are some issues here. He could probably use a little bit of assistance, but we leave him chilling. For sculpt, the sculpt is not too bad on this guy. It's not like the Super 7 or like NECA where there's a high detail in it. It's just, you know, generic Ninja Turtle sculpt. The shell looks pretty decent. It's, I wouldn't say the best way implemented. Like, usually I prefer NECA style, where the belt is connected around the whole actual shell and not a belt around his body and then a separate belt on the shell. But there's not much you can say. But you can see a little bit of QC issues. The man looked like he got crushed. Maybe he was stepped on. But not too bad on the sculpt. Some fine details here and there. The paint, pretty much non-existent. But with the sculpt being decent, you don't really need much paint. For the price too, you can't really complain at all. Now, for articulation on this guy, it is actually quite good. More than I was ever expecting. At the head, it sucks a lot. It is just that. Like, it's not even a double hinge or anything. It's just a ball. So, the head articulation is a little bad. You know, you can... Well, not too bad. It's just generic. You get your usual swivel around, and that's about it. At the shoulders here, they go up literally all the way. Of course, they go all the way around. They can rotate. Then at the bicep, nice little bicep swivel. A nice double jointed elbow. The pad gets in the way, but like I always say with the NECA figures, you can push it, but I'm not trying to. At the wrist here, oof, fat wrist. Got a nice little swivel. And then every single finger is articulated themselves. As every single finger seems like a lot, but he only got 3. At the thumb, there's a rotation and a hinge. And then at all the rest of the 2 fingers, there's just a hinge. So you can kind of do your own thing with it. This is what they did to replace having interchangeable hands, which I don't think it's the worst. It's a nice way where at least we have kind of interchangeable, where you can at least change it now, whereas before it could have just been a gripping hand, which I don't mind. So at the waist again here, it's more of an actual ab crunch. There's some sort of ball joint in there. The articulation doesn't work the best. Like, he's more always hunched over than anything. Like, that's kind of the best you can get. And he hunches over pretty decent. That was, didn't mean to hit that accent there. But then he's got a decent all the way around. Not too crazy, but then again, it's good that they at least included it. And now at the legs here, he goes bananas again. Maybe not, I must have forgot. The legs only come out that far. They go forward and back pretty all right. The shell really gets in the way though. At the thigh here, nice little swivel. Let me fix my light. And then at the knees, his knees are insane. They're double jointed forward and back. You can see he goes back beautifully. Then if you're feeling it, this man got that flamingo leg. He can literally bend his knee backwards, which it's a little rough for trying to get generic standing poses because you got to adjust it more so that it's not too far forward or too far back. You got to find just the right amount. Again, I don't even know what I could say about that. It's just kind of one of those, it's like a flaw, like an overlooking kind of thing. I guess you can't be too mad though, because it's funny. It's funny. Funny because it's true. Now, coming down to the fat toes here, he's got the usual hinge, and I think it's a ball peg that comes down and goes into the foot. So you get light pivot, but nothing crazy. And I guess you could swivel it around too. And then everyone's favorite, the interchangeable toes. Well, not interchangeable, but interspersible toes, I guess. You can move them each normally. Each toe has a nice little hinge. And for the toe fans out there, they are each individually sculpted. All right. So for articulation, this guy is probably the best articulated turtle we've seen so far, which is just despicable. Like, this is the first turtle to have double jointed elbows, first with the double jointed knees as well. This is just so bad. He's got great articulation, but just, I don't think he would ever be able to fit just because of the look and the scale. He's a good figure, and especially if you're looking for a budget, these 2-packs are incredible. You could get the 2-pack for the price of like a single figure all the other place. Like, you can get 2 figures for the price of 1, which is great. It really helps out for if you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want some Ninja Turtles for the collection. These guys aren't the worst, but they're also far from the best. So now, we'll back this guy up. Stand the man up. Oh, actually, forgot the accessories. For accessories, he comes with 2 of these nunchucks right here. When I first saw them, I thought the chain was metal. I don't know. It may be just metal. It may just be plastic. I don't think it's just metal. It might be a metally plastic kind of mixture. But the nunchucks aren't too bad. They fit and scale. Let me get his ugly face out of there. The sculpt isn't too bad. It's just it's made in like a translucent neon plastic, so it looks a little goofy. But not too bad of a give for nunchucks. If you can't have metal chains, this is probably the best you could do. You also may be wondering, how does his stupid weird hands work for holding it? Not too bad whatsoever. Just put it in there. You can even see there's some indents in the palm for where the nunchuck is supposed to sit. You close his big sausage fingers around it. Bring the thumb in. Boom. No issues at all holding them, which is actually really good because a lot of the time, I can't think of a single figure I own that has the movable fingers, but usually they don't work very good, which is why a lot of companies don't go for it. But now moving on, we'll do some comparisons with this man. We'll stand him up right there. You know, is the light dying or what? We got no voltage in here, and we'll bring this man back. So right off the bat again, this scale just does not work. You cannot have Michelangelo being taller than Bebop. The light did die. So we're going to be a little dark mode coming in, but still enough. So comparing them to the rest of our turtles we have so far for this sewer search, we can see he is the most out of scale. And you can just see how wonky they all look together. This will be like trans-dimensional turtles. We're building a team of the randomest Ninja Turtles possible. But it's like I said, the scale does not fit. I don't know what they were thinking, making Michelangelo huge and Bebop tiny. It doesn't really fit any sort of scale ever. But besides that, they don't look bad, I guess, on their own. But once you really start getting different things in there, like more higher detailed figures, it's just looking like doo-doo. They really stick out bad. So I think, off the bat, not even gonna have to finish the comparisons. I definitely do not think this guy is even a close contender for the best Ninja Turtles figures. We can even see bringing them in with more high detail, cuckoo nuts, bananas figures. They just don't fit at all. And if you were to, I guess if your collection was made of only the Playmates figures, it wouldn't be bad because they would all have that same kind of look. But if you're going for just the best turtle and then putting, you know, the best Anthrax with them, then this is not the way to go. I think so far, I'd still think NECA is on top for the best figure. Can't say anything so far definitively because we still have a couple of figures to go, but still not too bad. For the price point, I actually think these would be the best figures. If you could find the NECA 4-pack for retail, then that's still better. But each of these 2 packs individually is more of a deal than that would be. Like there's let me just read the box. I don't think I ever actually showed the box. Let me show the box now quick. Just at the very end because I actually do like the box. It's one of those nice classic style boxes. Bursting through the brick wall Venom style, you know. Michelangelo versus Bebop. Got some classic artwork on the front. Flip it around the back, some more classic artwork. And it's like I said, for this they have you can pretty much get everyone. The only thing I'm upset about with this is why did they do a Triceratops, bro? They should have put Krang. Like put Krang with who is it, Raphael versus Triceratops. Nah, we want Raphael versus Krang because we need a Krang with this. But other than that, if you could get all 4 of these sets, you'd pretty much have a very nice display of cartoon turtles that would look good together, but if you start comparing them to other stuff, they kind of lose their edge. But other than that, no way. I do not believe that this Michelangelo would fit like this line. I don't think it's the best for Ninja Turtles figures. Now, that still doesn't mean it's the worst. In my opinion, I'd hate to say it to the Super 7 fans, but this one might just be a little bit better. He's got that funny aspect to him. Like, you have fun playing with him. That's something I feel like with the Super 7, I don't really have. So, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. That was the review of Playmates, Bebop, and versus Michelangelo. I was going to say Bebop and Rocksteady. Not too bad of figures on their own, but definitive Michelangelo? Nah. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Next up, we got SH Figure Arts. I'm hyped for this one. Let's go.